All right, Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Seattle Seahawks and the Philadelphia Eagles. Time to set the old turducken aside and get ready for football as here we go on a Thanksgiving night. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Touch 20! Here we go, D. All day, defense.
On first down, Wentz steps away to his left. He'll run it. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be second down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did. They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Big stop, D.
To throw again on second down. Wentz. That'll be complete to Cook. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook. Pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
6 yards on that last play. Here's second and 4.
Let's go.
Wentz now to throw. This taken in by Jakeem Grant. And he's taken down inside the 30. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 29-yard line.
First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Wentz now on first down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be second and 9.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
8th play of this opening drive coming up. This is third down. Wentz to throw again. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's fourth down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. No touchdown there, but if that first drive is any indication, looks like they're going to have a pretty good day passing the football.
I would say confidence would have to be pretty high after that first drive, able to throw it almost at will. You're exactly right. They didn't get the touchdown, but 3 points serves as a nice notice about how this offense is going to move.
And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 27. They'll run on 1st down. It's Ellis, and he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. It's a gain of 12, 1st down Seahawks. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
It's now 2nd and 6.
Run you over. Watch twist. Jim. Hey. 19. Check 13.
On 2nd down now. It's Ellis. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
14. Right 52. I'm coming after you.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's brought down, but following a pretty juke move that gives him the 1st down. 3rd down turns to 1st with that 5-yard pickup.
Quick, 9. You ain't going nowhere. 14. Fight it. Move. Hook. Hey, Mike 52. Truck. 6-man.
From midfield now, here's Wilson. He'll rifle this one deep right side. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Darren Lee picks it, and a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground, and that won't buy him much room. Just a 1-yard gain to the 5.
Partner, you know I love to point out when teams break tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
All right, let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up. Back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle?
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up where he has to alter what he does.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete.
Intended for Mike Evans. Incomplete.
The Eagles send out their punter now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. He'll take it at the 42.
Let's go. Let's do this.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Looking for his tight end, Eifert, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. Now the old pass completion for no gain, not something you want to call up out of the playbook too often.
Yeah, most offensive coordinators don't have that on their play sheet, so they've got to go back and scramble after this one. But right now, with what they're telling receivers about making sure you take care of the ball in open field, sometimes the fighting for extra yardage doesn't come as a result.
And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. Jadeveon Clowney in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack.
Watch the run. Hey, Haywood. That's baby side. Mike Ford. Hey, 74.
Shotgun now for Wentz. And that is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Let's go.
At their own 20-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25.
Hey, 0. Check those guys. 4 down. You remember me. Let's go, baby.
Now it's Wilson. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, man's getting a little loose with the football there, right? Interception before, almost had one here. He's got to start taking better care of it.
Yeah, really should have been back-to-back drives with interceptions. He's lucky there. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
52 is the mic. Switch. 52 is the mic right here, over there.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Darren Lee picks it. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
Here we go. 280. Hey, Ford, Tokyo.
So after the INT, here's Wentz. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Mike Evans with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Here we go.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive, he'll look to throw. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, second down.
At the 25-yard line.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line.
You think you gonna get this? 52, right? 52.
Wilson throwing again. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the... Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. It's a gain of 34 for an offense that has not found the end zone yet. That's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
On first down, Ellis. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
That was a really nice play, be able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free, and make the hit on the runner.
Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain. On second down, it's Ellis. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
52.
They'll run on first down. Ellis. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Check three. Check that. We got Mike 52 right here. Showing it.
On second down now, it's Ellis. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. Coming up at the half, a reminder we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. And Eifert has it. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. They'll come out in the pistol. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll try to run this one in, and he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Looking at this now, you got a couple more cracks here this close. Sneak it?
I don't think you even go into a huddle. Just line up, snap it, and fall in behind those guys into the end zone.
Let's go, G. Tighten up. Quick edge. Here we go.
On second down, it's Ellis, and he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. A great effort there, with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Jason Myers now for the extra point. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now.
Next to score, Eagles 10, Seahawks
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders. That
guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. No gain on the play, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They couldn't get anything going there out on the right side of the flat of the swing pass.
And didn't we have a discussion with their staff about wanting to get the backs more involved in the passing game? Huge emphasis for this game, but obviously the defense had other plans and really made a nice play.
They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
And I feel like my man, Old Mo, momentum might be changing jerseys right now. How about what they just got done? They scored a touchdown their last drive. Now here's a 3 and out. Maybe momentum's getting ready to creep to the other sideline.
This is fielded at the 7. He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. So on is Jason Myers. He's hit from as long as 58 in his career. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So on is Jason Myers. He's hit from as long as 58 in his career. This will be from 56 yards out. Online, but off the crossbar, no good. A long-range effort denied 3 points at the very end. So we've reached halftime here on a Thanksgiving night. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, so the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the 3rd quarter gets underway. And he will be marked down right there at the 20-yard line.
At their own 20-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. He got 29 yards that time.
1st down, Seahawks.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Let's go, D. Let's go. Let's get there. You can choose the mic. Watch Mike. Far left. Your mic, 52. Touch 50. Let's go, D.
From the shotgun, Wilson. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. And he will not throw it away. He goes out of bounds, well shy of the line of scrimmage, so that's a sack. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
Waiting. Alert. Watch the twist.
3rd and long. It's Wilson. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 36-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Dalvin Cook is running back, the intended target, but it'll be 2nd down. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
Not today, you are. Not today.
Now Wentz. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Grant. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. 19 yards there on the catch and run. Wentz now 8 of 15 through the air, but it's 1st and 10 here.
Hey, tight.
On 1st down, they'll run with Hunt. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Here we go. 280. Kill. Mike, full. We got it. Go.
From the 41, Wentz. He completes it to Evans. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's a gain of 4. Makes it 3rd and 2.
Here we go. Pac-Man. 180. You can't block me.
Wentz looking to throw on 3rd and 2. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. First down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Dalvin Cook, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. A good, sustained drive there in this 3rd quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They find themselves down 17-7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10.
Where's 52?
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means
pressure comes and Wilson's going to go down. Fletcher Cox in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Throwing on third and long. Wilson. And they almost had another one. They are all over the football in this game. Nearly another pick. Now fourth down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over first and 10. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And it really helps out in a big way.
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
Trey 15. Trey 15. Five.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Wentz. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Akeem Hicks at 6'5", 332 finds his way home for the sack. Eagles coming up here on a third and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack. Working from the gun, Wentz. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Lambert. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
They're not ready for this. They still playing soccer.
They run it again with Cook. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down. We are headed to the 4th here on Thanksgiving night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Here we go. Waiting. Pick it up. Tie that left. You got three down. 4, Tokyo.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Wentz. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. Despite the lead here in the 4th, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all. And to me, it raises the question of what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead? Or do you try and extend it because you always feel like the other team can come back?
Extend it. Have some fun. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jakeem Grant, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. Elliott on for the extra point.
Everybody likes to see the long ball thrown, but when you throw it underneath and you see someone catch the ball, secure it, make their moves, and then turn it into bigger plays, that's a lot of fun to watch as well.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They'll rifle this one deep right side. That's caught at the 25. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. A big play there. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead down to 10, 24-14. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. They'll run with Hunt on 2nd down. And not much, maybe a yard up to the 29. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on 1st down.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up. Now Wentz. It's complete to Grant. And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line. It's a big play there for the Eagles. 41 yards. So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Now a play fake. Wentz. And it's incomplete. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
81. We got 4.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wentz under pressure, and he will go down. Sack back at the 38. Jadeveon Clowney, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. And this one is right down the middle. And that will extend their lead even further. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, you know, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
At the 28-yard line.
Get
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Get him! You're Mike 52, Mike 52. Here we go. 52's the Mike, boys. 52.
Here's Wilson. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. Wilson now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10.
52's the Mike. I'm coming, baby. I'm coming.
From the gun, it's Wilson. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete.
Your trip is here, baby.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Got it. Bring it up. Bam. No, check that. Come on. 52 right here. 52. Come to my work.
Now Wilson. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off near the 44. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
Jadeveon Clowney there on the stop. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. Only 2 there on the dump-off. It's 3rd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Watch tight. Tight is right. Watch tight. Tight is great. 57. 3 down. 57. Mike, 57.
From the gun, it's Wentz. And that is incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. Here's Jake Elliott. Career long, by the way, for him, 61 yards. This will be spotted just shy of midfield. A 59-yard attempt. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that will extend their lead even further. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
0-0. 52's the mic right here over there, right? 52's the mic. I'm here all day.
On first down, Wilson. He's going to let it fly. That's caught inside the 20. That one goes for 36 yards. The previous play, big on the ground. That one big through the air. Things have jumped up quickly.
Certainly appears that whatever their thought process is on the defensive side of the ball, they're one play behind. You know, loaded up for the pass, they hit them with the run. Load up for the run, they hit them with the pass. They've got to get in sync.
Gotta go, in and out. Let's go. Watch the run. Watch Hayward.
Now Wilson on first down.
Just like that.
He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Timmy Jernigan able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Exactly what they were looking for. They've been giving up yardage. They've been letting them drive right downfield, but they got a sack right there. How about that for a little bit of revenge?
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Here's Wilson to throw. And this is caught at the 8. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to third down. And he is into the end zone for the touchdown. So they still need a miracle with the clock where it's at, but they get one piece to the puzzle done.
Still have hope.
Well, they knew a lot of steps had to happen here. They got step 1, the touchdown. You need a 2-point conversion here, don't you?
You do, and as you continue to look ahead, if you're able to get that, somehow get the ball back and get another score, they have to go for 2 again. That's why teams are practicing multiple 2-point plays.
We saw that in Super Bowl 51 with the Patriots getting a pair of big 2-point conversions. And that one is caught. So they convert here, and don't look now, but this one's back to a 1-score game. So with 14 seconds on the clock, they've got to go with the onside kick. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So with 14 seconds on the clock, they've got to go with the onside kick. And the Eagles are going to recover. And that might be enough to put a bow on this one. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
A lot of scoring. There's no doubt about that in this one, Charles. Points, they were not at a premium. They were pretty easy to come by.
They were, but it was fun, wasn't it? Because both teams finding ways to click. And you know people who love this game, they also love baseball games that are 14-11 with 3 or 4 home runs.